Life.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all so much for tuning in once again. So your girl is back with another video for you guys. Now, y'all reached out to me to give my thoughts on this whole situation with Dak Prescott. As you guys have probably already heard of this, Dak Prescott is an NFL quarterback who plays for the Dallas Cowboys. In recent news, he just broke off the, I guess, engagement or wedding to his fiance, Sarah Jane Ramos. And, you know, people are losing their minds. So apparently he broke off the engagement. He called off the wedding, and many people are speculating as to why he decided to do that. But I want to go ahead and read a little bit from the article that is talking about the situation. And it says that Dak Prescott broke up with his fiancée, Sarah Jane Ramos, just weeks before the wedding. They're saying that the couple had been together since the fall of 2023, and they had been engaged since October of 2024. Prescott and Ramos, they have 2 children together, both daughters. They're saying Prescott and Ramos were about a month from their wedding day, just a month before the wedding day. Jesus. The report of their breakup was released, of course, by TMZ, and it said that an intense argument happened at their joint bachelorette party, causing Ramos to call off the engagement. So Fiance is the one who called off the engagement, right? So they apparently had some type of intense blow up at the bachelor party, and she decided to call off the engagement. After their relationship had been rocky behind the scenes for months, she called it off, but everybody is speculating why. They're saying Prescott and Ramos have called off their engagement per TMZ. The report from TMZ says that the outlet was told that the relationship had been rocky behind the scenes for months. Things apparently reached the breaking point with the blow-up argument at their joint bachelorette party, right, in the Bahamas, where Ramos is credited as being the one who called it off. So once again, she called it off, but why? A rumor went around social media that the split was due to a prenup, but TMZ reported that that isn't the case. So they're saying that is not the case. TMZ also reported that the email that was sent to the wedding guests, it says, "As many of you know, our wedding is currently scheduled to take place in Lake Como, Italy on Friday, April 10th. It is with heavy hearts that we privately inform our attendees that we have made the very difficult decision to cancel our wedding. We deeply apologize for any inconvenience this may cause you, and we welcome your prayers." So they're saying that it was not because of a prenuptial agreement. That I guess there was some other things that they hadn't resolved. They said Prescott proposed in October of 2024 during the Cowboys bye week, with the breakup occurring in March of 2026. The couple was engaged for 1 year and 5 months. Now, they're saying that this is not the case, that they didn't break up over a prenuptial agreement. But if that was the case, do you think that that's something that they would want us to know? I'm going to put allegedly in there. You know, they're saying that it is not because of that. But what could have occurred weeks before your wedding day that will cause you to just want to walk away? What is so heartbreaking? I mean, was there did he cheat? They're not saying anything of infidelity or cheating or nothing of that nature. Did something happen at the bachelorette party that she didn't like? What was going on in that situation? But a lot of people are saying that he dodged a bullet, y'all. A lot of people are saying that because he's, you know, his contract is worth so much money that, you know, the fact that him and this woman have been together and they were going to get married. And on top of that, they actually have 2 children together already. So they already have the 2 children. And so now the only thing left is to get married. But what is so, you know, difficult at this point that you can't work it out, that you have to, you will call off this wedding at this point? A lot of times they're in it for the wrong reasons. Now, I can't specifically say that she's in it for the wrong reasons because I'm not sure, but we know, we have seen these occurrences and we have seen this go down. So people have jumped to that to say, hey, and there are some who are clearly saying that it is because she didn't want to, sign a prenup. And so she decided, you know what, I'm not going to do this because I'm not going to sign a prenup. There are a lot of women who believe that a prenup is, you know, evil, that it's the devil. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of women who don't believe in signing prenups, especially when it comes to the men who make the most money. But I guarantee you, for women who are successful and women who make a lot of money, they have no problem with signing those prenups. I'm just saying. So even though they're saying that that is not the case, many people are still speculating on it. I want to get into this clip from Jada Black. Shout out to Jada Black. But let's get into this video. I want to play what he had to say. I want to get your thoughts on it. So make sure you chime in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, y'all. Chime in. I want to hear your thoughts on this particular video. Let's get into it. Here we go.
We have a breaking story in regards to Dak Prescott and his fiance. Apparently, they were supposed to get married in April, which is next month, and the wedding has been called off. And apparently they had a joint bachelor and bachelorette party in the Bahamas, and his fiance Sarah Jane Ramos, she called it off. Now people have their theories. We're going to get into this, and then I'm going to put together my own theory. We don't have all the information yet. We're probably going to learn more, but by looking at this whole thing, I knew this was probably going to end in a disaster, because in 2026, marriages just don't work, especially when you are a professional athlete. I don't understand why these guys are so hell-bent on getting married during their playing career. You could have put this marriage off until you retired. You didn't have to marry her now, because this could be a distraction that you really don't need, Dak Prescott, because you're going into a very pivotal year where you got to win. Now, I saw comments with people saying, this could help him focus. How? When you got a woman who's clearly going to be bitter, and no, you didn't get married to her, but you do have 2 children with her. You got 2 kids with her. So let's get into a timeline real quick. I'm going to go over the timeline of this relationship. Back in September 2023, Ramos, Sarah Jane, and Dak went public with their relationship, with her appearing in his Instagram stories after a Cowboys game. In November 2023, Ramos confirmed they were expecting their first child. In February of 2024, the couple welcomed their first daughter, Margaret Jane MJ Rose Prescott. In October 2024, Prescott proposed to Ramos during a golfing outing. Interesting, right? In May of 2025, they welcomed their second daughter, Aurora Rain Prescott. In February of 2026, the couple appeared together on the red carpet at the NFL Honors. In March, as of today of this report, there were reports that confirmed that Prescott and Ramos called off their engagement and split up. So it took them getting to this bachelorette party for this thing to fall apart. Now, before we get into the article, I want people to understand this is why I say marriage is a waste of time and energy. And the fact that they had children before the marriage, this may have been building for quite some time. So let's get into this article.
So we're not going to get into the article because I already kind of read from the article, but shout out to Jada Black. Yeah, I just think, it's very interesting. This is why I say you have to be careful about who you decide to marry or who you have kids with, who you get in a relationship with. And once again, we don't know all the details. They're saying that this whole breakup was not due to her, not anything about a prenup, but a lot of people still gonna speculate and have their opinions about it. I just think it's interesting, that you have the kids, and this is nothing new. People have children all the time. People marry before. Some people marry before they carry. Some people have children and they get married later. It happens all the time. It's just a part of life. When we see these types of stories with these high-profile athletes and celebrities, it kind of put a bad taste in just the everyday individual's life, especially when it comes to men. Men look at these things as sort of like a guide to how they should move when it comes to relationships, because they think, hey, if I am successful as a man, this is how women are going to look at me. This is something I may have to go through. And we know we're not going to have the majority of NFL players. The majority of people in this world are not going to be rich or ever see that type of money or, in life. But even if you do pretty well for yourself and you do well, make a good living, you still don't want anybody to take advantage of you. And I'm not saying this is what she's doing, but we've seen so many cases where these athletes and these celebrities are taken advantage of, where a lot of these women are in it for the bag. They want to hurry up and get a baby with you because the baby solidifies them. It puts them in the door. It gets them into the arena and into your house. Once you do that, now you're in. But the ultimate bag, in my opinion, is to get him to marry you. And this is why we see situations where certain athletes are becoming wiser. They're putting everything in their mother's name. They're finessing the situation because just in case, they find themselves with the woman who may be in it for the wrong reasons and just trying to, get to their money. They're doing things now that would counteract that, because there's no trust anymore. You never know who you're dealing with. You never know what a person is going to do until they do it. So, this story, some people say he dodged the bullet. Some people say, it probably is about a prenup. She didn't want to sign it and he wasn't gonna, do it unless she did, and maybe she got mad about that, or maybe there was something else. Maybe it had nothing to do with a prenuptial agreement whatsoever, just like they said in the article. Maybe it was something else that caused her to walk away at the last minute. I guess we'll never know. Maybe there's some more information that might come out. Maybe we'll hear something else. But once again, I would not be surprised if it has something to do with that, because I know how a lot of women feel about those prenuptial agreements. A lot of them are in those relationships specifically for that reason. And once again, I can't say that that's her case in this story, but we know that there are a lot of cases like that. And I just wouldn't be surprised if it has something to do with that for real. But yeah, once again, people are saying he dodged a bullet. You already have 2 kids. All y'all can do is go and parent the kids that you co-parent the kids that you have together, and keep it moving. And that way, maybe I guess she'll get child support for the 2 kids. But she won't get, I guess, spousal support or any of that other stuff. I don't know how that works in their state, but let me know y'all thoughts in the comments below. I definitely want to hear what you have to say on this whole situation. Do y'all think he dodged a bullet? Do y'all think that he was able to, maybe it was a blessing in disguise that, she walked away and decided to cancel it, and it probably saved him a whole lot of money. I'm just saying. But listen, chime in the comments below. Let me know what you think. I definitely want to hear what you got to say, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.
DeeDee's reactions, videos and live DeeDee's reactions. She's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live.